When you get there, though, you're gonna want to think of things like going on tours, maybe, and having friends with you. The more friends you have, the lower the per head cost for a lot of tours and like travel excursions. Public transportation is something that you also need to think of. So if you're at a hostel, you have a group, you can either hire a driver or you can negotiate prices for like a minibus, for example, things like that. Things like biking or walking. Can I bike there? Can I walk there? So it's great because you get to see off the beaten
city,
path.
Yes. No, I remember when we were in London. So I went. It was like a huge group of us. So you had like the walk-in girls, and then you had the cabin girls. So I was like part of the walk-in girls. And you just realize how small like the city really is, like, well, the central parts of the city anyway.
Yeah.
So I just saw so much, and I got like, you know, abs in the process.
Two birds with one stone.
Exactly. So when we got back, like the girls that were the cab girls, a lot of them were like, oh my gosh, like we're so jealous. Like we spent all this money like taking cabs from like point A to point Z, and a lot of times cabs are not really like direct routes. So you end up going up just to like come back down, and the meter is running, and it's just crazy expensive.
And not only that, I'm a kind of the type of person I am is I want to experience off the beaten path things. Sometimes it depends on the city, but if you're in Amsterdam, for example, or let's say someplace in Luxembourg, or even places in Cuba, it's not really feasible to have a cab go down some of these roads.
Yeah.
So you miss out on like hole in the wall food places, like in China, for example. I'm on a bike and I'm going through these tiny little streets, and you see a noodle shop that's like in a wall somewhere, for example. You'll never ever get to see these amazing cheap eats around the city.
If you're in a car all the time, so take advantage of your legs.
Yeah, and you meet people that way. Locals, meet locals, talk to locals. Hey, where can I get something that is like famous from this town, or something that's cheap but delicious? So things like that, like you probably could get it from a cab driver, but at the same time you're paying for the service of being in the cab and then getting information from him, what you could get for free from a local that's walking, waiting on the corner kind of thing. So can you bike or can you walk? And for long distance trips, especially in places like India and Africa, you can take a bus, like an overnight bus. From New Delhi to northern India, it's probably like a 16-hour bus ride, but you stop along the way, you meet people along the way, and it's super cheap and convenient. Slower trains are also an option if you want to be on a budget in these countries. Yeah,
and I mean, sometimes if it's an overnight, then that's one night that you don't have to worry about a hotel or a hostel or whatever might be the case. So yeah, did we talk about Airbnb and couch surfing and those?
It's a good thing you mentioned that. So another alternative for the hostel would be, well, there's a trade-off, hostels versus hotels. If you want to spend a little bit more on a hotel, then go ahead. But if not, the hostel is a good kind of like alternative. There's also Airbnb, so look it up, create an account. You can do it through Facebook. There are reviews of people. So basically what it is, it's a home sharing kind of application or platform where you pay people. So their houses become essentially hotels, but they're cheaper.
Much cheaper.
Yeah, a lot cheaper. And, you know, there's a little bit more of a personal touch with Airbnb. You can leave notes, you can leave reviews, and at the same time, you get to have people vouch for you as a guest in their house. And if you have an account, you can also host people. So people will know the type of traveler you are. And when you build this rapport with people are more willing to let you stay in their houses for cheaper prices. So in the long run, I think you really save. And there's also couch surfing. You know, people will let you crash on their couch overnight to maybe have like a language exchange, or just to have a foreigner in their house, you know.
Have you ever done couch surfing, Airbnb?
So I've never done couch surfing. I've done Airbnb several times. Couch surfing, but I have a lot of friends that have done couch surfing.
Okay.
So I've met their hosts, for example, but I've never per se stayed with a couch surfing host. But all my friends, it might sound strange. Like, I'm from the Caribbean, so my mom would be like, "Really, you're gonna stay on a stranger's couch?" It's like, Daryl, Theater hostel. But actually, I've only heard good things, and I think they do a really good job like weeding out the creepers. So.
Yeah, no, that's what I always worry about, because even with the Airbnb, like I was under the impression that, you know, the host would just leave their key and then you occupy the house. Which happens sometimes, but my host was actually there the whole time. But it was great. He cooked us breakfast every morning. Oh, no, like he actually prepared it. Like as he was speaking to us, he would like make us, you know, pancakes and with jam and butter. I mean, it was beautiful, and he just had so much knowledge of you know, South Africa. He had been there like doing apartheid, so like every morning we just basically got like a history lesson.
Yeah, invest in the people. That's
definitely. And he would like recommend like places to go eat, like places to go. So I actually, it was part of the highlight of like traveling, was having this host that just cared so much about us and like enjoying where we were. So it was great.
Yeah, and the only other thing that I can think of for now is public transport. Public transport and accommodations are the things that really give people nightmares, apart from like flights and actually getting there.
Yeah.
So is there a day pass for public transport too? That's also something you want to think about.
Or even like a week pass, if you're just depending on how long you're going to be there. If you're going to be there for more than a day, you don't want to keep like spending money by the hour. If you're going to be there for a day, get a day pass. If you're going to be there for a week, try to see if there's just like package deals, because those always tend to be cheaper. And
depending on your age and your status as a student, for example, always ask. Don't be shy.
Like,
is there a student discount?
Thank you.
Is there a student discount? And in some places like Europe, there are like travel cards for student travel. So not only will you get discounts because you're a student, but you get student discounts and student travel discounts. So see where you can like consolidate a lot of these savings. So even if you're 110% sure you won't get the discount, it can't hurt.
Always ask.
Yeah.
Okay, well, this was a little like longer than we had anticipated, but we just got super excited. It turns out there's just so much to say. Now I just want to travel somewhere like tomorrow, but we have finals. Okay, well, it was great talking to you guys. Did we say anything that needed? Well, if we need to put up more information, I'll make sure to link it up. I don't remember.
You guys can leave comments.
Yeah, like, so even if you need links to, you know, Airbnb, Hostel World, we'll make sure to drop that in there. All right, well, have a nice day.
Bye.
Bye.